Alexander Villanueva is the only winner yesterday on the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's a combat veteran, Army Ranger, highly decorated. People have been looking into him. And he just had tears in his eyes that they would sit in there like a bunch of cowards. And he went out. Now the coach says, oh, the team made the decision, and so he may get in trouble because he just couldn't sit there and watch them pull that cowardly crap. I mean, it's so disrespectful to the veterans, everybody else. And the media is like, well, they've got free speech. That's right. We've got free speech to call you dirtbags. You know, you can find somebody for cussing on the field or spiking a football, but, oh, the owners can't say when you're doing a sport for the fans, don't piss all over the flag. Now, some of the Bears did the hand linking and all that, but they didn't stay inside, you know, trying to one-up themselves like the Steelers did. But the Bears did win. The loser Steelers lost. The only winner on the Steelers, my friends, is Mr. Villanueva. I tell you. And again, it's an organized assault on the country. What did that flag do but pay them $20 million a year salaries? It symbolizes the better ideas of America. Sure, you can pick all the bad things in somebody's life or in a flag's life or in a country's life, but man, that's the most recognizable flag. Those colors don't run. All the tyrants fear it. And the tyrants have tried to hijack this country. And only now when they really try to destroy this country has made me love that flag even more. And it pisses me off at a very fundamental level because it's an outside globalist force that wants to kill our country, coming in here trying to teach us to hate our own nation when nobody else would put up with this type of crap in the world. And these dirtbags use our open free society to do this, and it pisses me off. Now, taking over is Matt Dubiel of 1530 WCKG. And I love him co-hosting with me, and I'm glad he likes to do. He hosts his own show there and has 4 children just like I do and is a great patriot. And everybody should just spread that link, and everybody should follow him at Matt Dubiel, at Matt On Air, on Twitter as well. He's a great patriot. And he doesn't really talk about it on air, but we should have him on for a full hour sometime. Just the persecution he's gone through as the manager, but also the owners are patriots. And they said, you know what? Even though you try to get our sponsors and shut us down, we're keeping Alex Jones on. And they've been approached by the big syndicators and offered lots of money to take me off. So this is a war. This happens to other. It's why I don't list our affiliates. Some of the old ones, folks that have stuck with us, sometimes 15 years, or Matt 6, 7, or whatever it is, we'll put their station out. We don't list them all because they get hit, folks. I mean, this is a war. And I only want to say some of the stations I'm on air. I mean, we're on in major top 5 markets, top #1 markets, I want to say. I mean, Chicago's big, but it's not the #1 market. It's what, the 3rd, 4th market. I mean, we're on in the #1 market, the #2 market, and we're on big stations. And I've talked to station managers. They go, no, we did it as a test. Thank you for keeping your mouth shut. In fact, I hate because they get the ratings locally. They want to be patriots. But, you know, it's gotten to the point where I love George Norrie. He still has me on, but I'm on so many stations overnight that they're kind of pressuring, you know, him. Hey, this guy's on like 50-something stations at night. I'm not in competition with George Norrie. He helped kick us off. Love him. Coast to Coast AM is I think, a better executed show than mine. I love him to death. The point is, this is a big broadcast. We're on over 250 affiliates right now, okay? And Matt has stuck with us and did such a great job in Chicago. He's got some big things coming up developing, but I want him to be able to take over the hour. He filled in last week, did a great job, had a huge, you know, Adam Carolla on the show. So big guest as well. 1530, folks, WCKG, spread the word. But just, I had to talk to you briefly, this whole NFL thing and get your take on it.
I gave my tickets away yesterday, Alex. I had tickets to the Steelers game. I gave them away. I got Walter Payton's jersey. When I was growing up in the 80s, the Bears were a big deal. The
Me
NFL
too. Absolutely, yeah.
The Bears were national. I mean, it was like people were talking about.
Well, that was America's team. They became the new Cowboys.
Yeah, they really did. And Ditka, and you know, it was on Saturday Night Live. And I didn't go to the game, and I didn't know what was going on with the Steelers until I saw Mr. Villanueva standing outside. And over the years, you and I have noticed, a lot of people have noticed the militarization and the propagandizing of, if I can make up a word,
the takeover of the NFL, instead of it being Americana, turning into an engine of like anti-American crap.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, it's interesting that it sort of times out right when the checks from the Department of Defense and the Pentagon stopped flowing to the NFL when they paid to have the flyby jets.
And when I didn't even see that as a Pentagon scandal. I didn't know all those years they had to pay to have them do that. And as soon as the Pentagon quit, we find out the NFL's like Hollywood.
Yeah, as soon as they're not getting a check, they're not going to pretend to like America.
Why do you think Hollywood, when it's protected by the military, hates the military? What the hell's wrong? Why do they hate America so much? Why don't they get out? I know everybody says that, but it's true. Like, why do you hate it so much, but you stay here?
I don't understand it. I don't understand the world that we live in today. I don't understand how people cannot. I did a video before I got here today. My neighbor across the street had Bernie signs in his yard for the election. He's got a flag in his front yard. I have a flag in my front yard. I voted for Trump, and there's people online.
By the way, I've never done it just because I felt like it was kind of grandstanding that all my family has them and stuff, but now I get it. I'm putting Texas flags up, American flags. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. The day of the election, or the day after the election, I should say, I went and I put an American flag on the back of my pickup truck. I put the flags on the side. I put the flag back up in our house. And my neighbor had his flag up too. And we're on the opposite sides of the political spectrum here. But we agree on one thing, and that's we love our country. When was it not cool to love your country? When did you start using the country as the
Well, this is globalist brainwashing. Do these idiots not know what the globalists want us to replace it with? An unelected technocracy that wants to make us poor? And then they hate a president that wants to make them rich and is delivering.
I think that we start taking a look at what these players are doing. You know what? I wish they would all take a knee and lock arms on the south side of Chicago for all the little kids that have been killed in the fire of gangs and guns and drugs. I wish Colin would get all his friends and use his leadership to come to the south side of Chicago with the former president of the United States who claims to be from the south side of Chicago and link arms for those sweet little kids that get caught in the crossfire just the other day. It happens every day in Chicago, and they have an opportunity to really affect some change and make a difference, but they choose to just grandstand instead.
I know you got a lot to cover, but I didn't get to this today. I'm going to mention it. This just came out an hour ago. They're saying in two different headlines in The Hill, that's one of the nastiest groups out there, that, Ivanka and Jared Kushner used private email while doing government business and then buried in the article. It's total fake news headline. They say a month before he got into office, so they wouldn't even have had the emails yet. It's totally legal. They just run these lies. Hillary had secret servers, lied about it, illegal, crushed hard drives with hammers, sold out our secrets, gave North Korea weapons, and then they spin it and say the documents showed Trump exchanged the emails in February, about a month before she became an official government employee. So there you go. The thing is a fake news. And then, I'm going to get your take on that. At sentencing, he got, 20-something months. You get Wiener trying to pick up underage girls. We know that's just part of it. A convicted pedophile still wearing his wedding ring. And Daria pointed out that's because you can bar somebody, not just under the Fifth Amendment, but if you're a spouse, from having to testify against a spouse. So he gets 21 months in prison, and we got some video of that. What do you make of this?
Could you imagine if your wife got wind, or my wife got wind, of the kind of Wiener behavior? If that was me, my wife would be gone. The kids would be gone.
If it was another woman, she'd be gone. Underage, she'd kill me.
Right. And everybody you know would never, it would be worse than having the scarlet letter. Everybody you know, the doors would close. They would never talk to you again. But yet this guy still has friends and a wife? How does that happen? How do you, I mean, that goes beyond standing by your man. Remember during the Lewinsky thing, when Hillary said, I'm not some Tammy Wynette going to stand by my man. What is Huma doing? What are the rest of them doing?
Well, we know it's a culture.
Yeah.
Wow. Tell us what you got coming up.
You know, Colin Kaepernick needs to check his white privilege. I'll explain exactly how that works. And I mean, The real reason why the NFL is turning on America, and I don't think it has anything to do with the flag, and I don't think it has anything to do with Trump. I think it's much deeper, and it has a lot to do with the Jimmy Kimmel stuff. It has a lot to do with Rolling Stone magazine failing. It has to do with CNN failing. It's a formula that they repeat, and we'll dive into that.
Wow, I'm going to be watching and listening. Matt Dubiel, you're awesome. We got a huge roster of guys like you. We need to talk soon about when I can get you plugged in, maybe at the same time you're doing your show. But aren't you doing your show at the same time David Knight's doing his, though?
No. And we'll do whatever we have to do to make it work.
Well, I'm excited because I want to get you syndicated and a bunch of other people. And it's so exciting. The platform we built is something that just can't be about me. God, I can't listen to myself. I love listening to everybody else. And so we need to do something big here. And all our stations listening, we love them. We appreciate them. And I know I haven't given them the service they deserve with the years because I'm ragtag, but we got a bunch of folks hired to try to do the affiliate relations and come out to the stations, you name it. There's a lot of security issues involved, but we want to thank our affiliates because they're trying to censor us off the internet. Now more than ever, our AM and FM affiliates are king, and TV affiliates as well.
In ancient times, man roamed the earth in a constant state of hunting or being hunted. Introducing Caveman, where cutting-edge science meets ancient super nutrients. Secure your bottle right now at InfoWarsStore.com.